Everybody, wake up! If you're not awake already, good afternoon in the UK. Good evening, anybody else that's ahead of us. And good morning to those that are behind us, that are coming in. You're not behind us, you're just catching up, right? I just want to say, I'm gassed a little bit, right? I just listened to a replay, the replay of Norjay Hen. Yeah, Norjay. Shout out to Norjay. Right? I listened to one of her videos just now, her lives that she put, I think it was this week actually. I'm just catching up with the replay. And she had this thing, right? She was talking about one word that's stopping you from sales or whatever it is. I can't remember what the thing was. One word. And I was just like, immediately, I've got to share this because it's not just about sales. This one word, as a mum, just limits us massively. Shout out to Norjay. Shout out to you, girl. And the word is should. It should. This S-H-O-U-L-D. Six letter word. This small word should. How much it confines us and constrains us, and it just makes our mind, it sucks a lot of joy and everything out of the day and out of life. Should. How do we use this word? I should be doing this, or I should be able to, and why should she be able to, and I should be able to. As a mum, I should be able to. This guy nearly crashed into me. Yep, he should have been looking and he wasn't. But I was. Right, so I should be able to wake up in the morning and have my God time. I should be able to command my day. I should be able to do all of the things as a mum. I should be able to look after my children and cook the dinner, and I should be able to keep a decent schedule. I should be able to be consistent with my discipline, the way I discipline my children. I should be able to. All these shoulds, and they limit us. Who told you you should? Who told you you should be doing this and this and this and this and this and this and this? But you should. But you should. Who told you you should? Who gave you that criteria about all the things you should be doing and should be able to do? First of all, we are all individuals. So we should not be doing everything that everybody else is doing. Should you be raising your children? 100%. Should you be feeding them? 100%. Should you be having time for yourself? 100%. But not in the same way that everybody else does it. I should be spending 1 hour every morning. I should be waking up at 5 a.m. I should be waking up at 3 a.m. I should be. All of these shoulds are limiting you and making you feel like, why? You can't do all of the shoulds. Because everything is seasonal. What did I say? What's the word? Should and seasonal. Should and seasonal. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. every morning. I now have a breastfeeding baby who wakes up pretty much every 2 to 3 hours. I am not waking up every morning at 4 a.m. Is Nicole going to beat herself up about it? I could. Or I could do something about it. I should be waking up. I should be having early morning worship. I should be able to do that. But if I cannot, then what? Is that the end of me? Does God just throw you away? That's it, I'm lost. It's a loss, guys. It's a loss. I didn't wake up at 4 a.m. this morning. Didn't have my God time. That's it. The day is a loss. The children in the bin. Everything. The whole day in the bin. Definitely not. Definitely not. God is not just a morning God. He understands. I heard something so beautiful, so beautiful the other day. That God comes and he meets women where they are, like wherever they are. So in your home, at your workplace, on the, like when you're in transition right now, like I'm between shopping and home. And God meets us there as women. Because he knows our hearts, he knows our assignment. But men, he sends them to go looking for things, like go to a country that I haven't even told you about yet, and I'll find you there. Like, you'll find me there. What? We ain't got time. We ain't got time as women. Hi, Shanice. We ain't got time as women to be going on these long treks to go and find things. Because he knows we're busy. We're busy doing motherhood. We're busy doing wifehood. We're busy doing ministry. Because we can do all of those things. Because everything that he's put inside of us, put inside us for a reason. Your desires and all those kind of things. Your desire for ministry, your desire to work, your desire to be a mother. All of these kind of stuff. He hasn't said no. He has said yes. But how do you do it? And how do you do it well? That is the key. That is the key. So he comes to us where we are, but he tells men to go. Because what should they be doing? Out, hunter gathering, whatever, all that stuff, right? So go and find God, man. But God comes to us, and he in our laundry that we're when we're washing, when we're cooking, God is there. He's very, 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 very present. And I'm just like, this is so amazing. He doesn't just throw me away because I didn't sit with him this morning for 5,000 hours like they tell you you must sit with God for the early hours of the morning, and if you don't, then all is lost. You know, those old ladies, the early morning is the time when the Lord is there and he's meeting with us. Listen, the Lord is meeting with us all the time, right? And so I say that to say, let's limit the shoulds, right? Let's limit the shoulds and parks, right? Let's limit the shoulds, right? And let's make a decision to meet with the Lord, right? So I'm doing a challenge next week, and it's called the morning routine. Like, it's called Rise and Renew. But it doesn't have to. I want you to come, right? I want you to come and be part of this. It doesn't have to be your morning routine per se, because it's seasonal. And I didn't really think about the name fully when I thought, oh, then the morning routine. Listen, side note with the morning routine, it's about you being able to connect with God effectively, right? And so I want you to join this mini but mighty challenge. It's not it's nothing long, no this long 1 hour session and you have to come with this and that, and you know, it's gonna be very short, very simple, gonna give you a few pointers, and you're gonna go and you're just gonna implement 5 days, right? It's about being able to be in consistent communion with your daddy God, right? Because when you can do that, it just opens up life, right? Fed up mummies. Any mummies fed up of like this humdrum, like you waking up and the day just seems to just be gone already. The children are already up, or they wake up and they're miserable, or you've had a horrible night's sleep, and maybe you were Netflixing. I don't know. Maybe you were doing that kind of stuff. Doesn't matter. But you're just fed up of having the same old routine of you're not being able to connect. And you have this voice in your head that keeps on saying to you, you should be up early in the morning to talk with God. And you should be able to do this. But it's not always viable. The early morning is not always viable. Let me tell you, children are wild cards, right? That's what I call them, wild cards. Hey, Katie! Absolute wild cards. There are 6 of them in my house. And at some point, someone's going to be sick. Someone's going to have a bad dream. I don't know, someone just decides they just want water. I don't know, whatever. And so sometimes my sleep is crazy, or sometimes they want to come and join me in the morning and I can't get what I like to call my one-to-one time with God. But when do I get it? And how do I utilize my day to make sure that I still get that time in? That's what we're going to be discussing over the 5 days. We're going to figure it out, what that looks like for you in real time in your home, because none of our schedules are the same. Life is just not the same. My home is not the same as yours. I know a few families now actually that have huge families, right? But if you've got a 1-child family, it's different to having 2 children. It's different to having 5. I've got 6 in my house. Like, it's crazy. But one thing I've also learned, I'm gonna just throw this gem in there for free today, right? Children are not a distraction or a disruption to your worship. What you're actually doing, and I heard this from Megan. Shout out to Megan! Thank you, Megan, for telling me this, right? She said this to me. Your children are not a distraction or a disruption to your worship. You're actually introducing them to the anointing. Oh, fire! What? When I heard that, I was like, okay, Lord, you're rebuking me right out here, okay? you're introducing them to the anointing. They're learning what the voice of God, what it sounds like to worship, what it sounds like to praise, what it sounds like to pray, like the word of God. When they hear you and they see you doing this stuff, right, you're introducing them to that lifestyle. You'll start to see the shift in your children's behavior. You'll start to see them singing, them dancing. And if you keep hiding that kind of stuff from them, which is what you don't want, you want to be the example. If you keep hiding that from them, they don't learn. There's no visual example for them to see, other than if you take them to church and stuff. But who better to teach them how to worship, how to praise, how to pray, how to give their troubles to the God who is the God of all, than you? And yeah, you're going to need your little one-to-one time, but you also need to show them. So if you don't have your morning time, don't be upset about it. You can grab it later on. It's fine. Like, you can grab it at any time. So, hey Najee! I just shouted you out as well, actually. You got to go all the way back to the beginning. Right, so what I want you to do is be the example. And how you're going to decide is, today you're going to jump into the group because the weekend's coming and you're going to be busy and whatever, and you're going to jump into the group, right? And you're going to join us on Monday, and we're going to do this together. We're going to figure out what that routine looks like, how you connect with God, right? Because once you connect with him, it's going to make your very self makes more sense. You understand your purpose more. And so you got to just do it. I don't have anything else to say. I can't encourage you any more than that. And if you're not doing it, I'm not going to say I told you so, but God's going to tell you off. I'm not telling you off. Just saying. At the end of the day, the day's got to end, innit? So, the end. All that to say, stop shoulding. Excited about it. I'm excited about the challenge too. And I'm so yeah. All that to say, stop shoulding and start deciding. Hint, hint, Najee. You might know what I was talking about. Okay, so start deciding, and then come to the challenge starting Monday, so that we can start to action it. All right. So we're not just praying, and we're not just doing some random actions. We're doing it properly. So we're going to be intentionally doing intentional action, and we're praying strategically, and we're putting it together, and we're just gonna make it happen, right? Transformation. Woo! Like, everyone's gonna be like, what? Oh my goodness, it was so easy. Yes, it was so easy, and it was sitting underneath your nose all the time. Okay, so you've got it in you. It's already there. Like, I don't know what else to say to you. Just join us on Monday, innit? The challenge is called the Rise and Renew Challenge. Centered routine.